You do the dishes if you can, right? Help her with the dishes if you're available. Might as well. If you have an extremely laborious job, I might give you a pass. But even then, I still believe that despite it, you can still do something. That's my mentality,
But
though.
what if your love language is coming home and sitting down on the couch while your wife does all the dishes?
Oh gosh, to see that's TikTok influencing you.
I'm just saying, dude. I
Love
could.
language. Don't put that love language. No. What's going on, everybody? We're the Vomata Brothers. I'm Satirius, and this is Daydreamer. All right, guys, we were scrolling through the TikToks, and we came across this video. The caption read, what did the caption read?
It says, "Why I divorced my husband." So
why I considered divorcing my husband.
Oh, yeah. So we've seen these TikToks of women posting their marital problems on social media.
Which is weird. Why would you post your marital problems? Anyways,
this came up, and immediately we were like, ugh. And so we thought it'd be cool if we just got our... We haven't seen it yet. Yeah, so we're going to react to it live.
All right, here we go.
Maybe she's one of the reasonable ones.
Already looking at... I guess maybe people have considerations, but... No, okay, whatever. I'll reserve my comments.
I have been with my husband for almost 20 years, but about 3 years ago, I was strongly considering divorce, and I want to talk to you about why. So I'm going to tell you the story of the day where I thought to myself, maybe I don't want to do this anymore.
Her saving grace is that maybe she's going to give good life advice to other people.
Okay, that's what I'm hoping for. 20 years is a long time, by the way.
She said 20 years? I'm not paying attention.
20 years, yeah.
4 kids.
Go ahead.
We both worked
full-time. They had 4 kids.
We had been together for 16 years at this point. We've been together since high school. And on paper, I have an amazing husband. He is incredibly supportive. He's kind. He's loyal. He's a great dad. He's very hands-on. He's an active participant. He's always present. Like, on paper, what else could I ask
Pause
for?
that.
But in reality...
Done.
No, that's your route.
Okay.
Maybe he has some weird thing.
All right, let's hear it.
My experience is very similar to the experience of other women. I had this amazing husband who on paper was great, but I was incredibly frustrated and burnt out from our marriage and from motherhood. Because what happens to so many of us is that we marry these amazing men and we have amazing relationships, and then we have kids. And when we have kids, women tend to carry a disproportionate amount of the work in the home, the work of raising kids, and the mental load. And that is exactly what happened to us. About 3 months after my 4th baby was born, I remember looking at my husband and saying, I need more. I need you to do more. I am exhausted. I am in charge of everyone and everything in this house. Every night, when we cook dinner, you ask me what to make. Every day, when you drop off the kids at daycare, you ask me what they need in their backpacks. I am the project manager of this home, and I need you to do more. And he looked at me and he said, okay, just tell me what to do. Right? Every woman has heard this. Just tell me what to do and I'll do it. And I said, okay, something that would make my life easier is if in the mornings when I came downstairs with the 4 kids, because I do mornings by myself, the dishwasher was emptied, the dishes were put away, and the trash was taken out. That would make my life so much easier, because when I've got the 4 kids running around and the baby crying, I can't be looking for their favorite water bottle in the dishwasher. I just need to know it's clean.
That's not unreasonable, I think, right? That seems fine. Man. So, huh?
Or to consider divorce for?
No. Like the request she's saying, like, hey, here's an easy thing you can do. It's somewhat reasonable, so long as, he's not working some 16-hour crazy shift job that's like super demanding.
Fair, okay.
And he said, yeah, of course. What? Yeah, I'll do that. That's no problem. And so, of course, he does it. But then I have to remind him, and then he forgets, and then I have to remind him again. And there was this one morning where I woke up, and I went to put something in the trash, and it was overflowing. And I went to get my son's water bottle, and it was in the dishwasher with all the other clean dishes. Mm-hmm. And I felt so disrespected and unseen and unvalued at that point in time. And I remember texting my husband being like, what happened? Like, why didn't you do this? And he said, sorry, I was running late for work. And I remember thinking, oh my God, he doesn't see me. Because what he's done has now made me late for work. And he doesn't care about that. He doesn't care about the impact on...
Okay, that's a bit much. How did... You were throwing away one thing, leave it on the counter and come back if you're that busy. Like, it doesn't have to be thrown away right then and there. That seems a little more reasonable. You disagree? What do you think? It's fine?
I don't know. It's
She's exaggerating, in my opinion. No, like, he didn't take out the trash. Now you can't put this one bottle in the trash and now you're late for work. Like, no, you just leave it on the counter. Yeah, it might bug you a little bit that you have to leave it in the counter, but it's not. Sorry. Okay. Let's finish her full explanation because we jumped in kind of halfway.
Yeah, go for it.
Unless you have thoughts.
At this point in time, my preliminary thoughts right now. At this point in time, it's a weird thing because I'm torn in between. One, could he have put in more effort? Sure, like alarm clocks and stuff like that to get up on time, but also he's not used to it. He's not conditioned to it yet. So there's a bit of a curve there.
And to be clear, I'm not saying I agree with you. Could he have put in more work? Yes. Are you now late for work and unseen because of this one action? Well, no, that's a bit of a jump.
So that's where I'm torn. That's where I'm halfway because it's not at this moment in time. It's not a one-time initiation of the feeling. It's just she's always been feeling this way.
Oh, and this one thing has caused her to...
one thing has caused it to flip over because they had already made the agreement, right?
Okay, sure. If you think of it that way and give her the benefit of the doubt in that aspect, sure.
Give her the benefit of the doubt, right? Yeah. And so it's not an exaggeration anymore. It's an accumulation of emotion.
But that's not what she said. To be clear.
No, it's not. It's not. I'm giving her that benefit of the doubt.
Okay.
I'm taking that into consideration.
Okay.
Go for it.
On me, and he doesn't see how every single thing in our home happens because I ask him to do it, or because I do it myself, or because I planned and organized it. The diaper bag is full because I filled it, right? I put the wipes in there. And I felt so frustrated. And I remember thinking, what's the point? What's the point of doing this with someone else? I might as well just do it alone. And it's not because my husband didn't love me or he did anything to me. And it's not because I didn't love him, but because I felt so taken advantage of in our relationship. And this dynamic, it doesn't happen by accident, right? It's not like my husband did it to me, but we've been raised in this society that tells men and women who they should be in marriages and what it looks like to be a good mom versus a good dad. And we know the bar for moms is way up here and the bar for dads is way down here. And we fell into these norms. We fell into these roles in our family despite the fact that we never wanted to. And I'm lucky, and I say lucky because I have a partner who I know loves me and wants me to be happy and was willing and able to change. And so we did the work to figure out what equity looked like in our relationship. And I can tell you now, 3 years later, that we are happier than ever. Our kids are thriving. Our home runs like a well-oiled machine. And that took a lot of work. I want to say it took like 18 months to get there. And it was...
Okay, 18 months is a long time. In the span of like your entire relationships, it's not that long. but I get what she's going. I would get what she means by that.
Well worth it. But it is not uncommon. And so if your wife is coming to you and she's saying, I'm burnt out by the mental load and I need you to do more, she's not just saying that because she wants you to do more chores. She's saying that because truly it can hurt your relationship. It can ruin your marriage if you do not participate in an equitable way in your home. And so what does that look like?
Okay. Another issue that I have is it might just be this is how she is and her personality is just to be a little bit hyperbolic in the way she speaks. But she started out by saying she considered divorcing her husband over this.
Yes.
I don't think that should be a consideration, especially if she saw that her husband was willing to actually change.
To work it out. Yes.
Yeah. That's the part where I'm like, why would you consider divorcing somebody who, unless he wasn't doing it, but she keeps saying, oh, he was forgetting, I had to remind him.
Attempting it. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, maybe there's more to it that she forgot to say. We're being so generous. We're so good.
But we need to really assess in our homes what the work looks like. Because in most homes, the data supports this, women do a disproportionate amount of the work. They just do.
The data supports this.
Please provide said data. Thank you. Continue.
More of the cooking and the cleaning and the laundry and the childcare while also working full time. And men have more time for things like their hobbies, like golf, for example, or just working out, running a marathon, right? And so we need to have hard conversations about what our time looks like, what our labor in the home looks like, what is invisible labor. We have to talk about these things. And when we don't, the alternative is that you no longer have a marriage, or you don't have a happy one at least. And so
okay, again, it really depends on what the job of this guy is. If this guy has some hard, strenuous job where he's working consistent 10, 12-hour, like hard labor days, yes, you need time for those hobbies and those other stuff. Like the work of being a mom is hard, but it's you can't really compare it to actual hard physical labor. I don't.
Physical labor is very, very difficult. But the counter argument is like the mental labor. They're gonna play it to they're just mentally exhausted at this point, and that mental exhaustion is another beast on its own.
Sure.
So that would be like, sure, but what about my mental well-being and blah blah blah? And we both know that mental exhaustion is a tough thing too. The long laborious hours.
I think okay. Would you rather take? Well, okay, we're getting a little bit off topic, but would you rather take mental exhaustion or physical exhaustion? Which one would you rather take for the rest of your life?
Physical exhaustion.
Really?
I think so. Mental exhaustion is a whole different beast, dude. Like physical exhaustion, I can keep going physically, but when I'm mentally burnt, dude, I'm down and out. I'm down for the count.
I kind of disagree. I think when you're physically exhausted, your mental comes with it. You're eventually you become like, dang, like this is hard, like, and it takes a toll on your mental as well. Whereas when you're mentally exhausted, I do think I think it's much easier to just relax and like get rid of it over the physical, if that makes any sense. But again,
I get where you're coming from, and
I would much rather work in an office and be mentally exhausted for the rest of my life than work a hard laborer's job for the rest of my life and be physically exhausted. I would much rather take the office job where I'm mentally exhausted. But that's my whole spiel on that. But hold on, let's finish her thing, because we gotta finish it.
Share this story because I don't think I'm alone in this experience, and I want people to know that there's hope, and that if you have a willing and able partner, you can change this. You can absolutely change this dynamic.
She wasn't that bad. She wasn't that unreasonable.
It did seem hyperbolic
in her speech. Sure.
I do think that initial title, like, I nearly divorced my husband, was just the way to spark an interest in this TikTok.
Just like, but it's clickbaity type of.
Clickbaity almost is what it seemed like, because despite the flaws, you had a husband who was willing to work out, and it just didn't seem like a situation in which you would call for a divorce. But if it didn't happen, then sure. But this is how I'm taking it, because it was pent up emotional stress up until this point. You were considering divorce up until that point, but not once, or it took you to that point of considering before even working anything out. Does that make sense? So you jumped to the idea of, I want a divorce because my husband's not working out, but yet leading up into that point, did you communicate with your husband? Because what it sounds like to me is that you already jumped to that conclusion, but you're like, wait a second, that's too far. Let me first present this to my husband as an issue.
Again, we're putting a lot of words in her mouth. And if that's the case, then that's better.
Right.
She never fully told us at what point she was considering a divorce, but I think a safe assumption would be once she realized that trash can issue. I think that's maybe the time where she realized maybe getting a divorce, if we were to infer it on our own, because she didn't explicitly tell us. But I still take one major issue with this whole thing. Why are you airing your dirty laundry out on social media? Like, the people who actually know him, this is kind of embarrassing. Why would you put your significant other in that position? Like, imagine if a couple of years ago, my wife wasn't holding up her end of the bargain, so now I almost divorced her, but this is how I changed her. Don't worry, you can do it too. It just seems.
Isn't it crazy the hell that women think they have that pardon? And like, if the roles were reversed, they would be up in arms. They would quite literally probably be in divorce.
It just seems, what you would call it, not mean. Mean's not the right word.
For some reason, it seems like the men can be the fall guy.
It seems unfair to the other partner.
Attack with that comment, yeah.
And
then the only time a man would make a comment like this is when it's already happened. Like, they're single at this point. I don't think they would ever actually do it. Well,
there's some men that might, but I do see this more on the women's side. I do see more of them airing out the dirty laundry.
It comes from them, more than it does men that I've seen. All that to say is, keep it to yourself.
Anyways, what do you guys think? Do you guys think people should be airing out their dirty laundry for everybody to see on social media? I mean, it provides for great reaction and commentary videos. So maybe they should do it more.
That brings a side comment to what social media has become now. Like, we've come to the point to we're giving all the details of our lives for the rest of the world to see.
Not me, dude. That's crazy. I could never.
She now sees this as a lesson. Obviously, she's, the way that I see it, she wants to play it for couples, but I really think she's playing it for the women and not so much the couples, right?
I think she expects like comments in her video going, yeah, you go girl boss type comments and stuff. I don't think she's, the way I feel her, I don't feel her like genuine, like she genuinely wants to help people. And maybe that's a bad assumption on my part. Maybe she genuinely does hope that this will impact people in a positive way, but
Here's my take on this, right? Sorry. Here's my take on this. If I was a husband to a wife, I would do all that I can to be supportive in the relationship. I still believe in that, right? To take the kids when I can, to do the dishes when I think, when I'm able to,
in a reasonable
manner, in a reasonable sense, right? In a reasonable manner. You may think differently, but I think that is also the responsibility of the husband, right? So like the outside duties, taking care of the cars and taking care of the house and the infrastructure, all of that, right? When you're not working, you take care of the home as much as you can within reason.
Sure,
that's still my take as a husband.
Yeah, but I get what she's saying because it's different. Like the cars don't always need to be taken care of. The yard work, it probably can be done every week, but every other week would be fine as well. Like you know what I mean? It's not like an everyday chore that men have in terms of in the house.
Yeah.
So
that's when you come into the house, you still do the dishes if you can, right? Help her with the dishes if you're available. Might as well, is my take. If you have an extremely laborious job, I might give you a pass, right? But even then, I still believe that despite it, you can still do something. Like, that's my mentality.
But what if your love language is coming home and sitting down on the couch while your wife does all the dishes?
Oh gosh, to see that's influencing you.
I'm just saying, dude. I
love language. Don't put that love language. No. I guarantee you, despite you doing construction for 16 hours a day, you can still do something.
Oh, wait, hold up. If you're doing construction for 16 hours a day, no. That's rough.
Construction for 16 hours and I won't complain once.
Huh?
I guarantee it. Like I just think it's also a weak mindset of a man.
Wait, what?
I complain about like being laboriously tired. I just don't. I get being laboriously tired.
Working construction for, again, we're going to the extremes. Working construction for 16 hours a day, 5 days a week. No, you do not need to wash the dishes. Get your sleep, King. You have earned it. Now, if it's like an 8-hour shift or like a 10-hour shift.
8 hours, sure. 8 hours.
Yeah.
Sure,
but 16 hours.
Maybe not 16-hour shift.
No.
Obviously.
That leaves 8 hours of free time. That's crazy.
Okay, I take that back. 16 hours, go to sleep. But I guarantee you can keep working. I'm pretty sure you can keep doing it if you needed to.
Yeah, if you get home. Yeah, you can keep working. If you get home and your wife washes the dishes, you can do another 16-hour shift the next day, sure.
Yeah.
But yeah,
anyways, yes, get your rest, obviously, King. I guess we're using that language now. Anyways, let us know what you guys think.
What are your guys' opinions? Are we misogynist because Satirius thinks that a woman should only ever clean and never ever work?
What? Oh, I didn't say that.
Let us know down in the comments below.
Hey.
Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.